Hey Virgo, this is your August new moon forecast, but before we get started with the astrology, I have a couple of announcements I want to make. First, welcome, wow, and thank you so much to the over 300 subscribers that have found this channel in the last month. You are blowing me away. I am so humbled. I am so speechless. I am so full of gratitude. Thank you for being here. Yes, I do private readings, but no, I'm not doing them currently. I will put a video up when I start back. The second announcement is I will have several links below to videos that I've already done covering the June new moon, the July new moon, and the 1 degree Sagittarius full moon reaction vlog. This is going to highlight the fixed star Antares that will be playing out for us mid-month, so wanted to give y'all a little bit of energy background on that. For the new moon videos, pay particular attention to the Saturn square Neptune because that's a resonant theme that you will be familiar with. And the last thing is I'm issuing an Astro Nerd alert. The next video series that I'm going to be releasing is for the new moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees Aquarius on August 18th. And we will also be experiencing in September a solar eclipse that will be squaring Saturn that will highlight fear and guilt, not only for the collective, but for us personally. And I'll bring forth where to expect that closer to that time. But once again, Virgo, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your presence, and I'm going to transition to the astrology. Hang tight, y'all. Hey, Virgo, I'm back. I'm just noting the time right now, sorry. Your astrology for the new moon in Leo will start on August the 2nd because you will have the sun and the moon and Venus in your 12th house. The sun represents self-expression, will, and assertion. The moon is your intuition and response. And Venus represents love, harmony, and beauty going into your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of limitations, repression, karma, self-undoing. It also speaks to secret enemies and secrets that you keep from yourself or dreams. There will be an easy flow of energy from the sun to Saturn in your 4th house. Saturn is the planet that represents limitation, structure, and containment. The 4th house speaks to home and family. Home can be where you consider home or your actual home dwelling. Family can be your immediate family, including fur babies and or children, or it could be speaking to your parents or who you consider your parents. There will be a stressful obstacle presented from Saturn in your 4th house to Neptune in your 7th house. Neptune is the planet that represents nebulousness, illusion, and imagination. The 7th house represents partnerships, identification with others, counseling, and open enemies. Open enemies is like testifying against someone in open court or possibly arguing online with someone in an open forum for other people to see. You will have Mercury and Jupiter in your 1st house. Mercury is the planet of communication, thought, and movement. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, achievement, and excess, and this is setting you up for the beginning of Virgo season. So for the early Virgos, happy birthday. The 1st house is the personality, physical body, and appearance. It is a physical embodiment of what you are. We have newly retrograded Uranus. Uranus is going station retrograde today, the day that I am filming this. So that means the symbology is going to be even stronger for about a week. Saturn is the planet of change, liberation, rebellion. It also is known as the planet of shocks and surprises, and it rules electricity. So in the 8th house, Uranus will be going retrograde for an extended retrograde period. The 8th house speaks to life, death, rebirth, sexuality, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, and other people's money. You also have Pluto transiting your 5th house, and the 5th house speaks to pleasure, social life, children, and creativity. Pluto is the planet of deep renewal and transformation, and it's a very long transit. On the 3rd, we have Mars, the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression, moving into your 4th house of home and family. On the 6th, we have Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and beauty, moving into your 1st house with Mercury and Jupiter, once again setting up for the Happy Birthday Virgo party. Venus moving into your 1st house means that it's a great time for you to get a haircut or possibly go for a mini makeover or buy new clothes. You will like what you purchase at this time if you have the funds for that. The 12th through the 17th, we have a Jupiter-Chiron opposition between your 1st and 7th house, Jupiter being in your 1st house, Chiron being the Centaur asteroid that represents where you are wounded and in need of healing. In the 7th house, represents partnerships, identification with others, counseling, and open enemies. And the last transit that I want to speak to you about dealing with this new moon is on the 13th. We have Saturn going station direct at 9 degrees Sagittarius on top of the fixed star Antares in your 4th house, which speaks to home and family. So be careful around these dates because it's a very volatile energy at that time. Also, go pay attention to the astrological Antares vlog that I'm going to have linked down below as well. One final note, we'll have on the 18th a full moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees Aquarius, and this will be occurring in your 6th house, Virgo. The 6th house speaks to work and health, or the skills and competency that you bring to the services that you provide. So with that, I'm going to transition to the tarot. Thank you again so much for being here, and I'll be right back. Hang tight, y'all. Hey Virgo, I've been shuffling and meditating over the cards, asking Spirit to bring forth the general messages for my Virgo friends. This is the last video that I'm shooting, and I will start my research for the full moon series. Pretty proud of myself, getting it done before July. I know I promised that I'd have them out sooner, but I got delayed. And if you're wondering why Virgo is being released last, I go by views on the last series of videos that I've released. So if you want your video released sooner, please go watch it and share it so other people can watch it. Alright, Virgo, I'm going to cut. The bottom card for the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top 3 for clarity. Also going to grab Oracle card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. Alright, let's get started. Okay, Virgo, the bottom card you got was the Knight of Swords. For me, the Knight of Swords represents a fast-moving message, fast-moving communication through some sort of technological means, be it email, Skype, Facebook Messenger, text messaging, anything with a cell phone, electronic communication, faster movement. This is information coming your way, and because it's in the reverse, it makes me want to tell you that you need to at least double check what's being said, because they may believe that they're telling you the truth, but they may not have all of the facts together. So be careful with that type of energy, because it's not that somebody would necessarily want to give you the wrong information, but if they believe it to be true and they're giving it to you, then you can't be mad at them for that. This is also, the sword signs represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It does not have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or their rising. You will not know that information unless, 1, you've looked at their natal chart, or 2, they know their chart and have divulged that information to you. The first card that you got in the top 3 for clarity was the 10 of Wands in reverse. And the 10 of Wands, let me write this number down for my numerology breakdown later. The 10 of Wands is the most wands that you're going to have in this set, so that's nice. The fact that it's in reverse can feel like you are having a hard time keeping everything together. It can feel like you are overwhelmed and overburdened by something. The wands speak to fire sign energy. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Aquarius. It does not have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or their rising. Once again, depends on the natal chart, whether you've seen it or whether they've divulged the information to you. It is an emotional time for you because of the background being a blue. For you as well, with the clouds in the background, it definitely makes me want to remind you to look for the silver lining in the situation, and that there is a lesson in this situation, no matter what it is, for good or for bad. It is strengthening you. I know that's difficult to hear, especially if this is a particularly traumatic time for you, but everything that we're given, good, bad, and ugly, is to make us stronger. The 10 speaks to the 10th house. The 10th house speaks to status, career, reputation, dealing with the authorities or authority figures, or your destiny, bucket list, well, no, not really bucket list, but more destiny, what you're destined to do, or fatedness. Sorry, that was a crystal moving around. We got the Page of Wands upright. The Page of Wands for me is slower moving information. So this would be face-to-face or like long-distance telephone lines, snail mail, something like that. It's definitely, once again, wand energy, fiery information, fiery message that is coming your way. It could be that somebody has been given the wrong information about you and is coming at you from a negative perspective or a bad way. This Page of Wands definitely, for me, speaks to maintaining your ground. You don't have to be a jerk, but you can speak your truth in love, and it seems as though this is something you need to embody, the Page of Wands, to be able to help try to bring resolution to this. And it may be you having to speak truth to power, and I say that because of the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant, where's my pen? The Hierophant is the 5th card in the Major Arcana. The fact that he's wearing all red makes me think that this is fire sign related, but it does not have to be. That's just one of my personal cues. The red represents fire and the fire sign energy. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. This could also be speaking to Mars moving in your 4th house, which is home and family. But just on a general tarot level, the Hierophant traditionally represents Taurus or being determined. It's also dealing with authority figures, and the fact that it's in reverse is why I feel like you might be forced into the situation of speaking truth to power. It could be searching for meaning, dealing with a spiritual or moral development or issue that has come up where you are trying to find that silver lining and you haven't found it yet, is another way that could be looked at. There's a lot of gray surrounding the Hierophant and the Page of and the Knight of Swords that makes me definitely tell you that there is silver lining to be gleaned from this situation, and that the situation is definitely making you stronger. This Page of Wands, the pyramids in the background remind me of a triangle, which represents the trine for me, for Saturn trining, or for the sun sign, if I could speak, for the sun trining to Saturn in your 4th house. Once again, like I said, it could be 4th house energy that you are dealing with because of Mars moving in there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I spoke about the zodiac. I spoke about the card and the colors. The 5 speaks to your 5th house, which is pleasures, social life, children, and creativity. You aren't having any, well, you've got Pluto in your 5th house, so this could definitely be speaking to that. Dealing with authorities in reverse, or authority figures in reverse, not operating from the appropriate standpoint. You could be feeling overburdened at work and go to your boss about it, and they have a bad reaction to it, is another way that I'm seeing it play out. The oracle card that I got for y'all, and I'm sorry that this video is so short. Y'all are my last video, and I'm burning slap up. Is against the grain. And once again, number 4. So the 4th house is huge energy playing out for you astrologically and in the tarot. The 4th house speaks to home and family. Home can be where you live or where you consider home. Family can be your personal, intimate, immediate family, children and fur babies included, or it could speak to your parents or people you consider to be parents. The wording says against the grain, and you may be going against the grain. That's what this looks like. So that's backing the tarot message up even more so. Virgo, you're very... there's birds up here representing the air signs. And water, again. You may need to drink water. I definitely think you getting in water would help clear your mind some. If nothing else, it would be a respite from the energy that is around you right now. It can help ground you and bring you back down to earth because it feels as though you are in your head right now. You may feel as though you've lost everything because she doesn't have anything with her whatsoever. No clothes, no nothing. And I don't want it to be a negative message, but it took me losing everything to lead me to where I am right now, helping give you messages, right? I mean, it took me losing everything in a house fire, in my home, my safety and security threatened in the middle of my sleeping. It was a traumatic experience, and I still deal with the ramifications from that, sometimes on a nightly basis, sometimes on a weekly basis. When sleep is the enemy, what do you do? Please tell me. Help me. I would love to know what some of your coping mechanisms are. But yeah, against the grain, number 4, 4th house energy. You've got Saturn there. Saturn squaring Neptune, Saturn with the water. You may be dealing with flooding or water issues. Just going on intuitive with this paired with the astrology. 4th house to 7th house. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let me grab the book and see what this guidebook wants to say as well. You want birds to be able to fly underwater, and you want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides even in the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional, not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes from the creative depths. You need to lose yourself in the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy. Through art, literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or even the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It's just your way. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our collective world. That's a beautiful message, Virgo. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you found the messages empowering and enlightening. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and these videos so that others can also participate and learn just like you have. Thank you again so much for being here. I'll be here very shortly for the full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius video series. I'm just now going to start my homework as soon as I get these videos uploaded. You are my 12th video for this new moon for Leo. I hope that it brings you many blessings, Virgo. I hope you take care of yourselves. I'll see you again for the full moon series. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to one another. And namaste, y'all.